So as a business management consultant, I'm meeting regularly with new businesses, with existing businesses. I do a lot of presentations on how to start a business. And so I'm interacting pretty regularly with business owners or future business owners that are in the planning stages. And one thing that I like to ask them, especially when doing presentations, is what is the biggest roadblock or challenge for them in starting a business or even expanding their business? And the most common responses I get are that they feel like they don't have enough resources, enough money to start a business, or they feel like they don't have the knowledge or experience to start a business, or they just generally feel like they lack the confidence to start a business. So in other videos, I've talked about ways to start a business if you don't have that much money. And I've also talked about how you can start a business without much experience. But in this video, I'm going to talk about starting a business when you're lacking confidence to do so. And I know that that lack of confidence often creeps in because people just haven't been taught how to start a business or how to run it. In the education system that we have, at least in my experience, I don't ever remember really being taught how to do that. So with anything, you gain more confidence as you achieve things and practice them and learn and stuff like that. So that's what it takes with a business. But I'm just going to cover some information, tips, ideas, and ways that you can start a business if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling like you lack the confidence to do so. So for starters, it's probably going to be hard. No matter what, no matter how confident you are, starting a business and owning and operating a business is difficult. Even people that are really good at it and really experienced in it are going to run into issues. They're going to have bad days. They're going to have problems. So just let's get that out of the way from the start. It's not always going to be easy, but that doesn't mean it can't be great and change your life and be really beneficial for you. And lots of things are intimidating at first. Even when it comes to food, people don't want to try new foods. It's intimidating, or a new sport or activity, or even traveling. So again, it's like anything, it's getting out of your comfort zone, which is also really beneficial. So at some point, I think you just need to take that leap of faith. And if you've been wanting to start a business for a long time, just kind of get over the fear and jump into it, because that's the only way to really overcome it. But I do have some tips written down here that can help people start a business. One of the first ones is starting a business in something that you're experienced in. So if you've been a cleaner for 10 years, an electrician for 15 years or something like that, then that should give you a lot of confidence to start a business in that field, because you already know exactly what you're doing when it comes to doing the work. Now you just have to learn the business side of things, which can be learned. And as I mentioned, pretty much everyone has to learn that. We're not really taught that very much. So that would be the first tip, is start a business based on something you're experienced and knowledgeable in. The next thing would be start a business where you can start slow, that doesn't require a lot of input costs. So as I mentioned, like cleaning, for example, you can start a cleaning business, you can start slow, you don't need a lot of money. It can kind of just be like a side job, or being a website developer or something like that. It's not a huge risk. So you don't need a lot of confidence to think that, you can quit your job and spend all this money and take a big risk on this business and need the confidence to feel like that's going to work out. You don't necessarily need to take that approach for a lot of different businesses. Another tip would be, if you're starting a business and you're just like lacking confidence, thinking that people aren't going to be interested in your product or service, what you can do to build some confidence would be to offer it for free, especially with peers, friends, and family members. Offer the product, offer the service for free, and ask them for feedback, or do some type of exchange or barter. And I would say ask people who are generally willing to be honest with you and give you feedback, because those are the ones that you can learn from the most. So that will give you confidence as well to improve the product or service that your business offers. And that way you can really refine what it is you're offering before you actually go public with it and try to sell it. Another thing to gain confidence once you've actually, gotten started with a business is just learn. Be a continual learner. Like, as a business owner, there's a lot to know, there's a lot to learn. You kind of have to be committed to ongoing education. So there's tons of resources where you can learn about business operations, business management. There's videos like on my YouTube channel. There's online courses. There's, academic institutions that offer education, or even just getting a mentor can be really valuable. So build your confidence through hands-on learning, mentorship, and other forms of learning. And so those are some of the key tips that I have. Just get started. You'll learn as you go. I promise you, you're going to do things wrong and make mistakes. That's part of life. That's part of growth. That's part of owning a business. I see that all the time where people have very successful businesses, but they're still making mistakes, or they made a lot of big mistakes on the road, on the path to getting to where they're at. Even myself as a business management consultant, someone who kind of specializes in all things business management, I still make mistakes as well. I became a business manager 18 years ago or so I have a lot of experience owning businesses and managing businesses, and I still make mistakes and I still have blind spots. So you're never going to be 100% ready, and there's always going to be things to learn. So don't feel like you need to start out in a perfect place where you just know everything and you're totally confident, because that's not realistic. So seek out knowledgeable people and information. You have to take a risk at some point, but if you are lacking confidence and wanting to start a business, hopefully this video was helpful and gave you some tips and ideas as to how you can get started. If you enjoyed the video, please click like, and feel free to check out the other videos on my channel. And if you're looking for some guidance to starting your business from a business consultant like myself, feel free to reach out. I offer a free 1-hour consultation, and that can be booked on my website in the link that'll be added in the video description.